Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Hi, Felice. How are you? How are things going over there? You guys doing well? I'm trying to send out my friends' social media posts before I did this. It's been a day. It has been a day. But I guess that's just how things are now. Everybody's okay there. How's the redoing of the room? Hello, whoever else just came in. Hi, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. I took a bunch of video today at my friend's store. This social media thing is like full time. It is the job that like never ends. It's so insane. How was everybody's weekend? Did you guys all get out and get to relax a little, enjoy some good weather? It's been so beautiful in Chicago. Fall is like my absolute favorite time of year, period. Like, love the clothes, love the weather, love the leaves changing, love the cool breeze, love the not frizz. It's just my jam. And our falls are so nice. Our springs are kind of not great. We are all in the planning and shopping phase for his room, or should I say his 2 rooms. He's taking over the exercise room and making it a listening computer hangout. I love that. My son had a playroom upstairs that was supposed to be my office, but I didn't want to ever have to play in the basement because I'm just not very basement loving. And so he had that office space as like his playroom. And then we turned it into his office. Hello, Rabbi Raz. Hi, Molly. And I just think it's so nice for them to have one place to sleep and one place to chill, relax, and also do homework. Well, like when they go in their room, I kind of want it to be more zen. Molly, where are you? Are you walking doggies? Hi, Rabbi Raz. Hello, Molly. Oh, you guys, today was a little crazy. Not like in a horrible way, but just, oops. Every time I go to like edit a video, there's like a whole new layer of me not knowing what to do. But I did see something kind of cool over the weekend I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay. All right, I think I'm gonna be able to load those now. My dad is doing well. We had a little scare over the weekend. He has a group of guys that he hangs out with, and they used to like ride motorcycles together. Now they go for breakfast. But my dad, one of his friends, is an anesthesiologist who's retired, and my dad, I guess, sitting at the table, just kind of like went, And when he went to go take his pulse, it wasn't real strong. So they called 911, and my sister and my mom were together. They got in the car that they were going to breakfast because they were both supposed to get their hair colored like at the same time. It was like a fluke that they were supposed to be together. And they had just dropped off one car, and they got the call that my dad was taken to Highland Park Hospital, which is not like the normal one where he would be treated. There's a big cardiac hospital now right where we live. And there's 4 or 5 different hospitals that are in this group. And like, depending on what you have, like they'll switch you to a different place. So they were like in the ER on one of those days where everybody's just, super sick around them. And they messed up his blood work. They thought his enzymes had gone up. They thought he had had a heart attack. Everything was okay. They released him and stuff, but it's been a lot. It's just, I feel like every day I'm like when I saw my dad's phone number on my phone today, and instead of being excited to talk to him, I felt myself go tense. It's just not my favorite. Tell me all what you guys did over the weekend for Labor Day. Molly, I know you had friends and family up at the lake house and having fun. Felice, not sure what you guys did. Rabbi Raz, any fun activities over the weekend that anyone is excited about talking about? Someone else is in here too, but I don't see a fourth name yet. Say hello, whoever you are. So, yesterday, I thought it was going to be like a super chill, relaxing day where I could just, one of those like do nothing, watch TV and hang out with my dog and my husband. It was just like, it was like nice out. We were kind of inside, outside. All of a sudden, there was like a floodgate that opened of releases. And I'm sure you have all seen this today. Unfortunately, I've been homesick for a week, with the exception of officiating a funeral Friday and a bar mitzvah on Saturday. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's a lot going around right now, and I hear that one of the things is COVID and some real bad upper respiratory things. Molly, what are you guys seeing at your ER? Tell us. Molly works in an emergency room that's not super relaxing. Hello, everyone. Okay. So I figured out how to do like a bigger picture that you guys can see. I think they like changed some of the controls on here, and I tested it out, and it seemed like I was going to be able to like really put up some bigger pictures that we could look at together. So I was very excited about that. I feel every step I take in technology is a better step. Have you guys ever heard of, let's see what the name of it is. It is called I gotta find the name of it. I have to look and see what it's called. Now I can't remember the name of it. It's on the Gloss, and do you guys listen to Gloss Angeles podcast? No COVID, typical stuff and the bad stuff, but not a lot of sickness yet. Okay, well, that is something. I was listening to the Lipstick Lesbians were on the Gloss Angeles podcast. Do you guys ever watch or listen to Gloss Angeles? It's two girls that have been in the industry for a fairly long time. They're in their 30s and they're, I think, in California, judging by the Gloss Angeles part of it. And they do interviews and they, talk about makeup and beauty. And it was really interesting because they were doing the Lipstick Lesbians. And you know how like we sit and talk about, like what items we want to buy and which brand has the best this, which brand has the best that. Well, what they do is they say, okay, I think this is the best lip oil, and we're going to find out who makes this and go to that lab and talk to them about the lip products that we want to make. So they're all looking too at what the top performers are. And then they kind of go to different labs depending on what it is they want. Like they said that like one of them was like the mascara people. You just know they're the mascara people. And when they come out with these things, like I don't know if you guys have noticed lately, but we've had 1 or 2 serum foundations come out in the past month or so, and there are more coming. I do want to just touch on the Natasha one and tell you guys what I think about it and who it's for. I'm not wearing that today. Today I am wearing, shocking no one, the Lisa Eldridge Skin Tint and the Victoria Beckham Concealer, which I found out today came out in a couple new shades. So I got my, email today saying it's time for foundations. I'm going to put this up here so we can all see what we are talking about here. Hold on. There we go. This is what the new foundation looks like, and it comes in all of these shades. And when you click on the different ones, it gives you a description of light, cool, fair, whatever. And like when you click on it, why is this not working? So you can do it by skin tone if you want. And then they have a shade matching quiz and you can match your shade. And they give you a description of the foundation, which has that TFC8 from Augustina Spotter. So it's supposed to be, skincare first. It is $110. And it does come, I want to say in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I think 19 shades is what I counted. So anyway, they sent me something. I actually have her concealer in 2 different colors. I use one to color correct and one to brighten. And when they sent me my email today, so the more orangey one, let me make myself big for a second. This one I used to color correct, and this one I used to brighten. I've never had one shade in their concealer before. So when they sent me my match today, it wanted to match my color corrector. And I was like, this cannot be right. And then I kind of panicked. And in my panic, it was taking you through all these different steps. And one of them was to look at your concealer shade. And I don't have a concealer shade that's exactly my skin color. And when I clicked on this here, this one, it does show you the face. So it'll show you the foundation color and it'll show you somebody's face with it, which I thought was kind of like really helpful. You really get to see. And then they, kind of show you some of the drops and the different colors. Well, one of the things that you can do is look at this is the range, by the way. Hold on. So she really did some nice deep dark shades. And I guess in the process, they have added a few concealers. But they didn't say that, and I didn't know. So it was kind of interesting. So like medium, warm, neutral. I think that there's a concealer in here. I'm going to show you in 1 second. This is light medium. We've got another light medium, but they have different undertones. So this one says neutral and this one says warm. So you are able to kind of go from the different skin tones, and then it looks like she's got neutral, warm. There were a couple that were pink or cool, but it was more like neutral or cool. I didn't think I was this white, like maybe in the dead of winter. I don't know. This seemed more realistic. So I go down here and I go to the concealer. And I'm looking, it's got FL0, which I don't use. Here's FL1, which I use as my brightener. And then it says FL 1.5, fair light with cool undertones. And I was like, why did I not know that there was a concealer match for me? When did she say that she did a shade extension? Like, I don't usually miss stuff like this. It's usually on my radar. I usually at least see somebody post about it. I mean, I'm always looking for this stuff to put on Instagram. And I started going through, and here's FL2. And then here's L1, which is the one that I use as my color corrector, which is what they wanted to match my foundation shade to, which I thought was a little crazy. But I kept going. We got L2, LM1, LM2, M1, M2, MD1, MD 1.5. So if you are medium dark and you have a golden undertone, there is a new concealer for you. And then that might be it. So they added, for those of you who kind of skin twin with me, they now have a fair light with cool undertone concealer that's supposed to match with one of the foundations. So I went back. They make it really hard to go back because they don't want you to be able to give this link to anybody today that's not already bought from them. It's so silly. Like, which money is more green? This is actually a very helpful picture if you really look at it. It starts here with 1, and here are the shades. This is the one I picked, so I'm actually pretty happy about it. But they wanted me somewhere over here, and I was like, oh, that's just not me. But I feel like these shades are going to be very flexible. That's what I was told by the gal that I emailed because I was freaking out, that would probably be the right one for me, the 1.5 with cool undertone. And I recommend, at least at this point, I will have the foundation, they said no later than Saturday. I paid for the fast shipping painfully because I hate doing that, but I know how busy they are and it could take a really long time to get it. So I will be able to tell you guys whether or not I feel like this is very different from the concealer, or is the concealer fine without this? Because if it's just concealer and it's the right color, I was talking to Molly about this the other day, and I was also talking to Rebecca about it. I'm really not a full face of foundation kind of person anymore. Like, I'll put a skin tint on, particularly if it's got a little SPF to kind of help things out. And I like to even things out. But when I walk around with a whole lot of makeup on, I feel like I have way more texture than anybody needs to see. Let me get in a little closer here. What starts to happen to me is like it starts to accentuate here. And that is not my good area. And when I cover it, it's very strange, which brings me to the Natasha Denona foundation, which I'm going to share some swatches with you, but that's it. I'm still trying to figure out what shade to get. I use M1 in the concealer, and I wish she did a thing. She did. She did do a thing. There is a thing. There's a matching thing with the concealer, Heather. I'll show it to you in 1 second. So I was going to bring these back, and I wanted to at least show them to you. I think this foundation is groundbreaking for the right person. And I want to tell you who it's for and who I think it's not for. I picked up R2 and N2, which are the colors that I have in the concealer. I will say this thing is heavy. I mean, you're talking luxurious packaging. It looks, the concealer. Right here. It looks just like the concealer, like with the ND. It's a glass bottle, and it's like kind of, frosted, so it's not going to show like all your fingerprints. It's got a cap that comes off with a nice pump. Make people very happy to have a pump. This one is N2, and I'm going to show you both of these. Now, when I went to Ulta, they really weren't supposed to be either selling them or they didn't have them out yet. I couldn't really get like a straight answer. They had no testers. They also didn't have every shade. So it was kind of like a hit or miss situation. But I felt like if I went with the colors of the two concealers that I have, I felt like it was going to be a decent match. And the truth is, if I rub these together, I had somewhere close to my match. It was, I was playing with, how many drops of each. The first thing that you need to know about this foundation is that it is incredibly serum-like. Like as I'm putting this on my hand right now, it feels, let me make myself big here. Here we go. Let me do the swatches again for you. Okay, this one is R2, which I think is more of a me color because I'm so pink. Now, there are supposed to be like something like 50 shades or 52 shades. Hopefully not 50 shades of gray. But here you go. There is quite a difference between N2 and R2. I have to say the neutral is very appealing in this foundation, like very appealing. For some reason, it doesn't get warm. You know how like sometimes when you go up in foundations and you start to see like them getting like peachier? I didn't see that with the ones that she held up and let me look at. This foundation is very stretchy. You need literally almost nothing. And you can build this up to full coverage very easily. If you have areas of your skin that have, you know, acne scars or dark spots or, you know, some kind of, you know, maybe a zit that you had that was healing and it's like, you know, still kind of dark. Or if like me, you went and got a little filler this week and you have a dot here and a dot here, which I did do. And we're going to talk about that also. This foundation is going to be really good for helping you hide this. Apparently what she did was she took the Korean technology that they're doing with biomimetic pigments. And what that means is that the pigments are skin, not just adjacent, but real skin colors. You know how sometimes you look at a foundation and you're like, I don't know if people are really that color. These are definitely people colors. I can say that for sure. And I know like when I go to Sephora and I'm looking at the concealers and she's got that whole rack of them and you can kind of go back and forth between the warm neutral and the olive leaning and the red or peachy or pinky, whatever undertone. This is going to be the same way when they get everything all set up. So if you have an Ulta near you that has the fancy brands, like if they have Chanel at that one, they'll have this, kind of like where they have Pat McGrath, they'll have this. And Sephora, I think gets it this week. I want to say the 5th, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, this foundation has the Korean technology. They took some ingredients from Japan that were supposed to be very like anti-inflammatory and, you know, very calming on the skin. And her lab in Italy, and she got all of them together to make this foundation. 4 years. And I think it does feel like that because, gosh, you guys, do you remember how great her foundations used to be? Did anybody ever try any of the ones that she had out before? I mean, they were great. And when they were gone, I was sad. I was really sad. These are going to be really nice for 2 reasons. Number one, this is a glowy foundation that is not at all wet and dewy. It does take a little bit for it to self-set. You don't need to powder this foundation, but it will remain slightly tacky for a little bit longer than some other foundations will, but it will set down. And I've watched several other people's videos because I really wanted to kind of get an idea. I have extremely dry skin. You know, I've been dealing with menopause symptoms for a long time, and my days of having lots of collagen ready to go are over, which is why I have not gotten filler in, I think, one time in my whole life, and it was like something down here. I just felt very hollow. I've lost weight and I was just feeling really ugly and horrible. And then I get Botox shots for migraine. And sometimes what happens is like they don't hit an area because it's not for migraine. And then my face looks totally weird because it wasn't done for any reason other than migraine. And I just had some weird things. So we put a little bit of Botox in too. But I'm always going to tell you if and when I have anything done. It's not a secret. So this did a nice job of covering that. Here's the thing. This foundation, if you are oily and you are unable to wear a glowy, luminous foundation, this is going to hold in your oils, those natural oils that come out, and it is going to prevent that from happening. Now, I've seen it work a little bit better with powder as the day goes on. However, several people have said it gets more matte as the day goes on instead of shiny, which is so weird for people because normally if you're oily, you break through. This isn't going to do that. It's not going to separate. It's a long wear serum foundation. This foundation, when it dries, this is pretty much feeling set down right now. Little bit, you know, on the, like, not like my hair would stick to it, but it's not perfectly set down yet. I don't think it's a good one to use a sponge with because I feel like hands and the warmth are going to be better with a serum foundation. This has been holding for people. And if you start to look at my hand, I'm going to turn up this light. I want you to notice the glow coming off of it. Here's my other hand. I feel like Wonder Woman. This one has a luminosity to it. And if you are somebody who is oily and can never have glow, this foundation is going to change your life. Hello, Holly. How are you? This foundation will be fantastic for you. You're going to enjoy it so much because it has this luminescent quality to it. People who are on the dry side, what I think is going to happen for most of us is that we're going to have to do a lot of skin prep in order to have that hydration, and the foundation then will hold that hydration the same way that it's holding back the sebum from coming out of the pores. And I am somebody who loves a glow. I am usually matte never. I just, you know, I don't want to be shiny and look like I'm sweating or anything, but I definitely like the look of a glow. You can really kind of see. I wonder if I put my flashlight on my phone for a minute. There we go. Do you see how there is a glowiness going on? Like a luminescence. Oops. I found this to be more glowy looking than the glow I like to wear as my highlighter. Now, everybody is not going to feel this way. And when I look at my hand right now, you can definitely see, first of all, really nice coverage because you look at my veins here, you know, versus this side. And there is that glow. The reason why this foundation is not for me is because I can glow in the places that I want to without having to worry about oil control. And I'm not saying that this is just for people with oily skin because it's not. I just think it's going to be a revelation for the people who have oily skin. I think of somebody like Maria, who always talks about her oils breaking through, Night Star Beauty, for those of you who don't know her name. And I was thinking, wow, this is going to be beautiful on her because she's really going to be able to get that glow and not worry about the oils going through. I am just not a person who wants to wear this kind of coverage. I am a light to medium at best kind of person, using whatever concealers I need to in the places that I need extra. But if you like a medium to full, kind of customizable foundation, and you particularly like, maybe you're playing sports or running around, this is going to be great for that. Now, the only other serum thing that I've reviewed lately is the Armani Skin Tint. The Armani Skin Tint is far more, not just thin, but almost more watery feeling, but great coverage for a skin tint. I mean, like, this is my full coverage foundation at the moment. This is as full as I like to go. I still want to see what's going on in there. And then what I'll do is I'll use things like, you know, even like Lisa Eldridge's little pens. Like this whole weekend, I was going like this, trying to see like where like my little injection places were to put this on. I would much rather pick and choose and do kind of like the Lisa Eldridge patchwork thing than wear a medium to full coverage foundation. But guys, if you are somebody who struggles to get a glow, you're going to love this. It is just going to be so exciting for you. She has really come up with a formula that can help keep hydration in or help keep the sebum from coming out. And she did it in a very luxurious, heavy glass bottle that like fits in your hand. It just feels good. It's got like that kind of grip to it. You know how you kind of get a little slippery when you've been, you know, taking off and putting on makeup. Real easy to take off, even with my arthritis. Love the pump. It's really a fantastic foundation. Because she has such an interesting setup of colors, I recommend that you really compare the neutral of the same number with your undertone. Unless you are indeed neutral, then you're going to be okay. The neutral is more neutral than I usually see in other foundations. They tend to get more and more warm to me when they go up. She really stayed true to neutral. So I think there's going to be a match for 99% of people with really not a lot of worrying and wondering, because when you put it on, if you really just only put like a teeny little dot and you rub it in and let it set down, you can walk outside of your Ulta or your Sephora when this gets there and really see if you have a match. It is not the same formula as her concealer, but it does go really well together in terms of the colors being the same. So like if you know that you love the R2 or the N2 concealer, you're going to probably go right into the same shade, which I think is a really nice thing for people who don't have the Sephora near them. So that's my Natasha thing. The reason why I don't have it on today is because the customer that foundation is for should not have to look at me in something where I look I think not great. You know, like I don't think that I am a good model to show you what this foundation can do. I watched Babs Beauty. She did a wonderful review. I saw Rebecca. No, Rebecca's waiting for this. Sorry, we've talked about it. What was the other one that I saw? There were several people that had them up, and I found it to be pretty universal in the type of coverage and breaking through. I think it was Han in the UK that had it also. And she really, really liked it. And you can see her like putting it on in a very, very light color. But again, I'm just not a full face of foundation person anymore. I think it ages me. And I think it's just not attractive on me. I do the R2 in the concealer, but I picked up R2.5 in the foundation. They did not have that when I went there, but I was looking at that one too. It's a pretty good match. I'll be interested to see how it wears on me with my oily T-zone. Rabbi Roz, I think you are going to flip your lid when you see how it holds during the day. And it is self-setting, but some of the people that were oilier did put a little bit of powder down and felt good about doing it. So test it out and see. I don't think you need a ton of powder, but maybe just like in your T-zone, because you will find that it really does set down by itself. Hello, Holly. Anybody have anything that they've heard, seen, have questions about with the Natasha? Okay. I just didn't want to be a bad advertisement for her. I think she's such a wonderful person, and she's so just, you see that like she's in it for the right reasons. I mean, she's a teacher, she has a school, she's always creating things. And I heard her talking with Rose from Rose and Ben, because she did her makeup for her. And I mean, she does a full beat on there, but you know, she's a full beat kind of a girl. But she's like, it's my dream to have Natasha Denona do my makeup. And all of a sudden she pops out. It's a cute video. And then she also does Christina's face, one of the lipstick lesbians. She does her also. And both of them, well, I don't know if Rose is oily, but I know she likes a full beat. But Christina got through the day and she like couldn't believe that she wasn't oil everywhere. And she had not set it with powder, but one side had the primer and one did not. Okay, Felice. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the Natasha Denona Foundation. I think, you know, for something to be as important as your base, I'm never going to be inauthentic to what I can help you with and what I can show you, because I'm definitely not an expert on anything except for my own face. And maybe I'm not an expert at it, but I at least get to be the expert of my own face, same way that you guys are of yours. Everybody has a preference. Sometimes people like a full beat. The one thing I will say though, and you can see this, one of the ingredients that they're putting in a lot of foundations are the metals, the things that are in like sunscreens that are physical blocks. And I would check and see if you have flashback on something like that, because it's a glowy foundation and I don't know where the glow is coming from. So I would definitely try flash photography before wearing it to, you know, a wedding. My coffee. Did anybody else try it? Anybody planning to buy it? Anybody really care? To me, it's like a very special occasion kind of a foundation. I would really have to have something important going on and someone other than me probably applying my makeup. Sorry, this lipstick is bunching. Okay. So there were several things that are popping up everywhere. Not going to buy it, not for me, but love her. That's how I feel, Molly. I think this foundation is great. What I'd love to see from her now is a skin tint. Now I could wait another 4 years for her to put out a skin tint. Can I just see, like, you guys type into the chat, like, what do you look for? Do you look for light coverage? Do you look for medium coverage? Do you like medium to buildable? Are you more of a full coverage person? Are you concealer only? What is everybody's preference? Because I think that I am, with the exception of like a couple foundations, like I still wear the Prada. I still like my Sublimage, especially in the winter. Let me grab it. Here's my authentic Fox O foundations. We've got more Lisa Eldridge in more colors. I've got Mob Beauty. And guys, if you are looking for a clean foundation that performs, it's gorgeous. And one of these is a color corrector. Don't freak out about the color. But like, it's such a beautiful skin-like foundation that you can really customize. Like, I've taken little bits of this and mixed it with, like a moisturizer to make it thinner. You can also build it up as like a concealer. So that's a really nice one. I still love my Prada. This is the most matte I'm willing to go, but I'll put a lot of glow with it. I have Le Beige in several colors. I have the Hourglass, but it's not my favorite. I still do Sublimage. I have not used the Summer Fridays. This probably could go somewhere else. I actually like the Sweet a lot. I kind of forgot about it. This is a nice one if you're liking a medium coverage with not a lot of heaviness. It's a great one. And this is my special occasion one. This is the Clé de Peau Radiant Cushion. This actually will give you really nice coverage and is beautiful in photography. And I don't know where it is right now, but I have my Luminous Silk from Armani is somewhere around here. I never give that one up. I would love a skin tint, but I can't do 110. Well, thankfully you don't have to. I feel like this 110 that, first of all, I want to talk about prices for a second. Can I back up? I want to read these two comments and then I want to talk about money for a minute. I like a light coverage like the Lisa Eldridge. Same. Like, to me, I don't think anybody's is ever going to beat her because I think there's like some kind of witchcraft. Lightest of the light, LOL. Mostly I just do a little VB concealer where I need to dot under the eyes and a small dot on each side of the nose. See, that's what I'm wondering. I am wondering, how this foundation is going to be different from the concealer in a way that would make me spend double. Because it's got the same, idea. And truth be told, I mean, there are days that, I've got this, strategically on my face. I do my blush and my bronzer and then kind of go around and see where I need what. So it'll be interesting, but let me be the guinea pig instead of all of us, because this is a heavy hit. And I want to just talk for a minute about prices. First of all, I want to say, I think that the Louis Vuitton makeup is spectacularly beautiful. I think the collection is gorgeous. Let me put a photo up here. Let's see what I got. Oh, that is going real fast there. That's a terrible picture. Let me go to, thank God Amit's back. We have good pictures again. If you guys didn't know, she is back on YouTube. Did I pass that? It's weird because this is one of her old, here we go. This is one of her old pages. I think it's beautiful. I mean, the way they took the flower and that comes up and down and how you can replace the shades. And I think the lipstick is absolutely beautiful. And I've seen so many people really enjoying their purchases. And I think it's great. And I am not here to say, what it is that people want to buy. And everybody's got their own budgets. I mean, she really didn't do like her wild looks. I feel like she went very classic, almost basic. Like, I'm interested to start looking at some of these comparison swatch videos that are out there just to see what the difference is. And people have said that the formulas are very different from the ones that are in her own line. What I think has happened is that and this is in my own head, so you guys can tell me if this is happening for you. You know how you go on the highway for a long time and you're going super, super, super fast and you get off at the exit and it feels like you're crawling, but you're actually speeding. You're just not going as fast as you were. When I go online right now and I'm looking at the prices, they don't look as bad to me as they should. I have a problem with that. Like when I start looking at the Tom Ford eyeshadow for 10, whatever it is now, 1 or 110, why does that seem reasonable all of a sudden? The Hermes lipstick that I looked at the other day that was $81. Is something happening that people aren't, did everybody get kicked off? Or does someone just not want to listen? It only says that there's one of you here. That's weird. Another 6-month shelf like made in France like Dior. Now, why does it say 0 people are watching? Are you guys getting kicked off and on, or is there just something wrong with the thingy? Heather, are you the only one here? Not that that's a bad thing, but you're here. Okay, it's so weird. It says nobody's watching. Okay. Well, as long as you are, I'll keep going. I just think that what's happened is that this $160 lipstick has now made Hermes look like a 2-for-1. And, you know, like, we got to slow our roll. At least I have to slow my roll. You're all here? Oh, good. Okay. It says 0, but okay. I'm glad you're here. You missed just the end of my Natasha Denona and some foundations that I like. That's all. So the only problem that I'm having right now is just that mindset that I need to change back. I don't know. I'm here. Okay, I'm glad you're all here because it doesn't say that anyone's here. So yay. I'm glad you're here. What are your thoughts? Like, have you guys shopped post Louis Vuitton and the prices seem reasonable that are really expensive? Like, I was shocked to find that this is now $94. I don't remember this being $94. Do you guys remember it being $94? I really don't. Like, how much was the holiday one? I want to say it used to be like $80, and then it went to like 80, maybe 85, but it just seems higher. You saw the Dolce & Gabbana eyeshadow, and I was like 71. It's cheap. I know, it feels like a bargain. Okay, so that's my issue. And that's a personal issue. I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, but I feel like it has warped my sense of reality somewhat. And it made me feel like some things were not as expensive as they were. 71, I'm getting all three. I ordered one. I ordered the cool toned one. What is this? I ordered the cool toned one, and it'll come when it comes. I'll see. If the other two looked like they were going to be really warm, and I figured I'd wait and see some reviews before buying those. Yes, everything seems like a great deal now. Yeah. And I've watched lately Chanel's getting up there too. Like, you know, like if it's a limited edition, they're kind of creeping up. And what I'm afraid is going to happen is that all of these brands all of a sudden are just going to be like, I'm not going to look like the drugstore when, you know, LVMH is this much. What are your thoughts? Compared to LV makes everything look cheap. Yeah, and not like cheap looking, just money cheap. You paid $100 for Hourglass palette with tax last year. They used to be $80. See, that's what I thought. I thought that they used to be less money. We've gotten a lot of release information for the holidays. And this is what I want for everybody. At least yesterday, my inbox was insane. And tomorrow is a major, major launch day for Sephora. Like, get ready because they're going to clobber you tomorrow with a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of things are going to launch all at once. So I just want to say to you, it is Labor Day. It is September 1st. Between now and the end of the year, you will have whatever is left of the fall releases, which are usually SKU by SKU by SKU. It's not like a whole collection anymore. It'll be the fall stuff. Then the Sephora sale usually brings out a lot of the holiday stuff. And we're already starting to see some of those collections both out and online. It's definitely clouding one's judgment. 93.88 with tax for that stupid Chanel quad when the last LE quads were 73 and 76. 97 with tax was the highest quad, and I think it was Eclat de Nuit at Nordstrom. Are they still selling Eclat de Nuit? Love that one. Oh, I got to pull that out. It's so autumnal and pretty. I love it. I'm in my fall mode with my brown sweater. Brown is like the new black right now. Working at my friend's store this week, and she got so much stuff in. It's like overwhelming. I love the clothes this year though. Love. There are going to be a million sales, you guys. Between now and the end of the year, you will have every brand. Now, I'm not saying like wait on certain things, but I am saying every brand is going to have a sale. Sephora is going to have a sale. Tomorrow it starts, or Wednesday, the 5th, starts the friends and family. So if you have like anybody at the Sephora that you go to that kind of knows you and likes you, you can kind of ask them for a pass because it's 20 off. It's a one purchase per, like code that they scan. So if you go into your Sephora this week, hit one of them up for one of their passes. They get like as many of them as they pretty much want to. So it's a good 20 off to know. We know that the department stores do like that 15% usually. And I'm a little scared. I will say we now have Saks, Neiman's, and Bergdorf owned by the same people. So I kind of look at them as like one thing now. And then we have Nordstrom that just, went private again. And I feel like Nordstrom is going to save us all because I think if it was up to Saks, if they had corner on the market of every luxury department store in the US that's doing well right now, there'd be a problem. The other thing that I think was really interesting was all of a sudden Macy's has elevated to Hermes. I mean, don't you think that that was always Bloomingdale's, and I know they're, one thing now also, but Macy's was kind of the sort of middle ground, not the super duper high end stuff. Like I've not remembered Hermes being at Macy's. I really don't. There are going to be a million sales, and you have to remember what they do. So let's talk about the new Byredo palette. Okay. The new Byredo palette, if you haven't seen it yet. Again, Amit is back online, guys. She's the best, and we want her to thrive. So give her a follow and a like this week. This is the new Byredo palette, and they put it up on Nordstrom the day that my dad was taken to the hospital. And in the time that I posted it for you guys and dealt with all that insanity and went back to Nordstrom's, it was already gone. So number one, yes, the Byredo palette definitely is in shorter supply than some of the other palettes. But you can't tell me that dropping a little tiny bit at Nordstrom wasn't some sort of marketing plan. They're marketing to us. Hi, Joss. How are you? You can rewatch it. You'll catch up. It's not that big of a deal. Hermes at 15% off at that. Exactly. Exactly. So what's going to happen now is we are going to have to be very intentional in our purchases. And that means watching your favorite YouTube people that you trust to show you this stuff, or go in and see it in person. There may be things like, okay, so Tom Ford, for instance, the affordable brand that only has $110 pallets. They are bringing back metallic mauve, which is one of my favorites. You guys, I do have that one that I can swatch for you. This one with the purples is coming back. This one's called Daydream. And when I talked to Andrew about this, Andrew, who's now with Guerlain, that used to be with Tom Ford, he said nobody liked it until they discontinued it, and then people went crazy. So they have brought it back, and I do think it's a new formulation. I don't know for sure, but we're checking the ingredients. And this is going to come in 2 drops. And then the second one is going to be De La Creme and Meteoric. So all of these are bringbacks. So these you might already have in your collection. And if not, there will be plenty of people who can show you swatches of that and take a look at it. Now, something like this, the Dolce & Gabbana. The Dolce & Gabbana came in 3 different colorways. They're calling this amber. So I'm guessing it's a warm brown palette. This, I think, was the rose. Oh, here, that's the names. Hi. Amber Venus. Rose Goddess. I like these names. And Chrome Star. I picked up the Chrome Star. It's kind of up my alley, but in looking at it right now, it looks a lot like the YSL one that's got those shades. I'm going to compare them when they come. I had a horrible experience with that first giant palette that they put out that was like glitters and all these weird things that were in it, and it was not my favorite. I have heard that they're getting better, but listen, it's Dolce & Gabbana. It's going to be glitzy. It's going to be glamour. It's going to be all of those things because that's who they are. And if you look at fashion right now, I am seeing so much more 80s than I'm seeing anything else. And I have to say, in pictures, I think that I looked the funniest in the 80s with my hair up to here and like the shoulder pads and, just that whole, it's coming back. I can't make the same mistakes twice. I can only make a new mistake. Let's see. Hermes at 15% off. Hi, Jocelyn. And Hermes never gets discounted in Canada at Haute Renfrew. Really? I think there's got to be a way for, first of all, we're not even going to talk about it today. I can't. There's the Daydream palette that's your favorite. What? I love the old formula. Oh, of the Tom Ford. I'm not saying that it is definitely. I'm saying that I've heard that you have to read it. I had a bra with built-in shoulder pads in the 80s. Nice. Did you wear that with your leg warmers and your parachute pants? Or was it more of like a big, oversized, long top that went down to your knees with leggings? And you guys, I had a pair of white boots that had like cutouts on them. Wore them like every day, and I loved them. They were everything. That Daydream Quad is my absolute favorite eyeshadow ever. I have had it for probably longer than I should, and I still use it. The first and last shade on the daily. Well, you're going to be able to pick up another one, which is so nice. I love when a brand brings back something that people miss. What I don't like is when they pretend that it's limited edition and then bring it back right away and say, oh, everybody can have it, when you feel like you have to buy something. Not a great feeling. No parachute pants, more Claude Montana designer clothes. Well, I think I was just a lot cheesier than you were in the 80s or now. You're going to see a ton of things come back around now. Like, I don't want to be old enough to be able to be the trend that the young kids are. They're all so crazy loving that 80s style from the 1900s. It's very strange. One of the things that I have ordered, they have redone this again. So we had the original formula. Then we had when they took the talc out, and everybody hated their powders and everybody was sad because this wasn't the same and nobody liked it. So now they have reformulated again. This is a whole new formulation. And from what I understand, okay, so this one I think is the either rose gold or peachy glow. Oh, this is zero. Okay, hold on. That is not the right picture for that. This one is the peachy glow or the rose gold glow. Yeah. And then this is the original. At least looks like the original. It's got these are the tones. Apparently they have reformulated again. This one is called Amber. It's like a deeper look. I'm a little nervous because they did say that one of them was like duochrome, and I just don't know that that's my vibe, but it didn't. I ordered the rose gold and the universal to try out. I got them from Sephora, and I would definitely wait on this purchase and let the content creators take the hit. Go play with it in store at Sephora because that's where they have it. Makeup artists have loved those palettes like forever. And this is supposed to be able to be worn anywhere on the face now, including on the eyes. So it's going to be eye safe. And they're not supposed to be glittery anymore. So we'll see if that's true or not. If it's a different formula, I don't know. I'm going to be mad because it's the perfect amount of sheen with the glitter all up in it. And it looks so smooth and shiny, like the old Tom Ford wet dry formula does. Oh, do I miss that one? There is too much glitter for me in Dior's face quads. Well, maybe we're going to have a change. We're going to try it out. Skip the Dior face palette. It's a glitter bomb, and I don't use the original one that I bought. Literally used it 2 times probably in 2 years. Han Beauty did a review a few weeks ago, and she said they were too glittery for her. Joss, do you know which ones she had? Which colorway? Here's a picture of all 3. Or all 4, I should say. Now there's one in here I know that Molly really wants, and I did see it on Selfridges. It's in like the lavender kind of vibe family. And I think it's going to be part of the holiday collection. So there's going to even be another one. This one over here was the original. And then we've got next to it, it was peachy, rosy, and then amber gold. We'll have to see. Opal and the new amber. Okay, opal is the one that we don't have yet in the US. So that's the one that they're trying to make us really want with the way they're selling it, because if they only gave us these and they're now everybody here is going to want the lavender. It's games. I don't like being played with. Nope, I have seen them all and they're really glittery. The new ones, ooh, she got the most of them except the dark. Well, then I will be returning mine because I don't wear a lot of glitter on my cheeks usually. Try not to. Anyway, this is why I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a reset. I want to go through here and just sort of click through and tell you guys what I know about the collections. And if there are questions or comments that anybody has about any of these, please just stop me, type something up, and we will take a look at it together. Yeah, I think this is where the other one starts. I think by now most of us have seen the Hermes. It is out in most stores. Highly recommend if you're in the US that you wait for 15% off on this if it is something that you want. I have not seen swatches of this, and I am most likely not going to be picking this up only because I have a lot of palettes that have this purple kind of vibe. I don't usually wear teal. I've got plenty of gold, and I don't use my Hermes palettes like ever. They're just sitting. So it's probably not going to be for me. However, there are some really beautiful colors in there. And I think it's interesting that they went gold. I would have thought that they would go silver with this one. Is Prada releasing a new highlighter? I saw something on IG. Well, I haven't gotten that far yet. It could have happened today. I don't know. Wait, isn't that Givenchy palette last year's? Yes, it's because Amit got her, she's starting over on top of a layer that's not the most recent. This one is definitely from Holiday 2024. This is the face palette that many of you have already seen because of Tavia Chic Profile. It is a 6-pan, 3 blush, 3 highlighters. It says it's 71 pounds. I am guessing that's around what, $85. I'm not a math person, but usually when I see it in pounds, I just know it's more. But that's one that you can look at. The RMS concealer. I think this concealer is awesome. It's exactly what you need if you don't want to wear foundation. This is what I'm talking about. There's no question that this is a serum concealer. I am like literally barely touching this thing. It is so hydrating and beautiful and easy to blend. And there's a lot of colors, and it does a very nice job of like covering without looking really cakey or thick. It doesn't need to be powdered. It just makes your skin look better. And if you're dark, like in here and stuff, I dotted it here and I didn't even really need color corrector. RMS left Canada? Why? Do you guys like have any clean beauty stores that still sell it? I just read that Violet Gray wants to buy Detox Market. Did you guys see that? Violet Gray sold her business. If you don't know who she is, she's in Santa Monica, I believe, in California, and she's got a very small boutique store, and she sells fancy things that have been approved by makeup artists and stylists. And if you go on her website, she was one of the first people to carry Victoria Beckham Beauty outside of Victoria Beckham Beauty. She has, like she waits until something gets voted on to put it into her stores. Anyway, the Detox Market is kind of competition to Credo, which is in the US. They're both clean beauty places. And Detox Market, she wants to buy, and I saw with something else also, and I can't remember what the something else is. Han reviewed that YSL palette as well. They are all existing shades, and they aren't as smooth as the single shades. You do get a lot of bang for your buck in there. I think that's one of those things, like if you are looking for a gift for somebody for the holidays, I think it's a nice one to give because it's got so many different colors in it for a makeup lover. I think it's, for us, maybe we'd like to just pick out like the one that we want. I think the YSL formula is really, really good. And I tend to really like their blushes. And I think the whole packaging of it is so beautiful. I love that faux leather. What eyeshadow palette am I wearing? I am wearing the It's No Longer limited release of the Buttons. This is now at Nordstrom, along with the other 3 palettes I saw today. They all launched. I have not put them on my page yet. This eyeshadow palette is absolutely beautiful. I was really worried about it. I love it. I'm going to show you some swatches. You aren't going to have the pattern on here for long, but it's really pretty at the beginning. These are the shades, and it literally is just cool enough and warm enough, I think, to make everybody happy. It's definitely the most pigmented of the shadows that Chanel put out in this collection. I bought another one, but I'm giving it to somebody, and I am actually looking to get the pink one, and Felice said that she had a pink one that she was not happy with. Now, some of the palettes in this collection are really, really, really light, like really, really, really light. This is the kind of palette I think you could wear this all the time. I love that there's like a mixture here of colors. The only thing that like I really wanted to add to it, which is super easy, is something for the inner corner. This is a little bit too warm for me here. Really wouldn't go with my normal highlight colors, but so pretty. And I like this more than I thought I would, which is something, right? I really think that saying that we're into boring is not really accurate. I don't know. There's something about being put together and having fun still with makeup and finding all these different shades that are in the neutral family is not any different than looking for, a particular shade of blue or whatever it is. I think this one probably is the favorite of the bunch of the people that I have watched. And I think it's a safe bet. And it is called Bhutan's Couture. It's number 219. The Chanel collection is launching here on Thursday. Okay, so I will tell you, Jocelyn, if you haven't seen, they are extremely light and they are definitely like very Asia centric because they love those really, really light, kind of shiny, very delicate kind of things. I mean, I went to town on mine, but it's almost like once you kind of get through like that beautiful embossing, it becomes that Chanel that you love that's buildable. And I like that their pigments aren't attacking. I feel like all those ones where we were like, wow, look at these swatches. They're just so amazing. I don't want that. Like, I want something that I can like slow down and pick up speed when I'm ready. Sometimes you just want a lot of that glitter. Oh, speaking of, I wanted to remember to tell you guys this. So Molly told me that the new one that they have is unbelievable, but I want to show you $30 item that comes in like a peachy nudie color for you warm tone people. It comes in this cool toned one that I'm holding. And then there's like a champagne-y one. Molly, what is the other color in it? This is the glitter puck from the lady who did Euphoria, all the Euphoria makeup. Her line is called, what is it called? Doesn't even say. Oh, Half Magic. Okay. Anyone, look at this. This is me really dipping in. I mean, you don't have to. You can get a tiny little bit. But if you want to jazz up your life for the holidays and you are liking the eyeshadows that you have, let me introduce you to the $30 no fallout. Easiest way to do it. Comes in 3 colorways now. This is just the silver, but they have unbelievable shine. They can be dabbed on a la Patrick Ta. Okay, $30. There's your holidays. Done. All you have to do is put the thing back on it because it eventually kind of dries out. You just got to keep it tight. It's called the Glitter Puck, and it literally feels like a hockey puck. Molly, send me a picture with the champagne, and I'll put it up. I was thinking of getting Stellaire, but I may go for the one that I'm wearing. Molly is the new owner of Stellaire, but I don't think it's there yet. Love the Half Magic glitter puck. I mean, look at this, you guys. Have you ever? And look, it's like it doesn't fall out. Like it stays on. It's crazy. Champagne with a barely blue sparkle. Oof, it sounds so pretty. I have the $2.19. I wasn't really excited about it for the price, but the more I use it, the more I like it. But I do wish the lightest shade was lighter. Yes, exactly what I meant. And I feel like if you have any champagne-y color, it's going to be gorgeous with it instead of going whatever that is that they went. I don't really even know what to call it. It's sort of light warm brown. I don't know, like a tan color. I don't know. But that, my friends, is how you can have all of the makeup that you like already and spend $30 and you are good for the holidays. Or you could get crazy and get this one and the champagne one. So you can do a goldy look or a silvery look and you could be done there for $60 and probably less if you use one of the Ulta coupons, as long as it doesn't not include everything that you want to buy in the store and nothing that you don't. like all of their coupons do. Drives me absolutely batty that they always have coupons that you can't use. Let me go back to here. This did not interest me. This is La Mer launching new tinted lip balms. The last time they did that and I tried one, it didn't show up as a lip balm. It just was the regular lip balm. I think I'm kind of over La Mer. What are your thoughts on La Mer? Does anybody use that anymore? You know what's really a great cream that kind of reminds me of that consistency, but cheaper and I think more effective, is the Extreme Cream from In Beauty Project. And if you order on their website, they always have some kind of like deal that you can get. I just really like the brand. I've got a bunch of their stuff now. Like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I really like In Beauty Project. Does anybody know if Chanel will be releasing an all cool version of their face palette? So the pink palette that you keep seeing around on social media is next year. It's not holiday. I can tell you that. There is a palette coming out that many of you have probably seen. I don't know if I've posted it. Let me take a look. It is I don't want to steer anybody wrong here. I also don't want to get thrown off of YouTube because Chanel would be sad or mad or whatever. But I will just say, if you look hard enough on the internet right now, you can see the quad that's coming out that's very, very cool toned. And then there is another thing that's going to blow everybody's socks off. Love In Beauty, the color corrector in the Calm the Red duo is so good, and I don't need foundation. See, you didn't miss really any of the conversation because that's what I said. I said you don't need it. I'm using the Suku lipstick instead of what I had on. This is number 11. I'm about to absolutely go crazy with more stuff from them because they just came out with a whole bunch of things that I'm very excited about. Okay, skipping La Mer. Burberry. Oh, I've got NARS. I can show you NARS. 10 years late. Actually, you're going to really like their collection. This is Burberry, and honestly, you guys, I don't know where they've been, but I just know. Like, you're going to have to prove yourself to me. Here is the NARS collection for holiday. It's actually a lot of stuff. They always have like a couple big palettes that come with it. I think some of these highlighters are really pretty. Wait a minute. Oh, here's some more. Those are the face palettes. This is blush. Aura blush palette and Please Me, Orgasm Impulse, Sex Fantasy, and Deep Throat Zen. Oh, that's so lovely. You know, just perfect for your teen, right? Can they just get over themselves already? Like, are they trying to be controversial? It's just, it's like they're trying. I think it's such a turn off, and I'm not against like I'm all for whatever, but come on, seriously. That looks pretty. This looks like spring. I don't know. It's interesting. You're going to see a ton of this kind of grayy color. I actually like this blue. Pretty. I just don't know if it's holiday to me. And they have a cushion coming out. Oh, Molly sent me a picture. Okay. Let me add this. Okay. Here is the champagne color. That is pretty. See, that's the kind of like goldy champagne kind of color that I can get behind. It's got so much luminosity, and you could see how it would totally change like an eyeshadow look that's just, every day. I like it. Thank you, Molly. You're laughing at the NARS one. Those NARS shade names turn me off the opposite of what they're supposed to do. Oh my gosh. It's like, when they had the orgasm, that was fine. Like we all thought it was like, oh, it's so avant-garde. Now it's just crass, and I don't know. Thank you, Molly. Yay, Molly. The quad is kind of pretty, but I could do without the rust and the names. I know. It's really bad. Like, how are kids going to get on that bandwagon? I don't know. I will say I am not a big palette of Dior fan. But they are coming out with 2 of the larger ones. And then these are 4 blushes and 4 lipsticks. Inspired by the circus. Okay. That's very holiday. We've already talked about Louis Vuitton. Here is the Soleilneige of the year. We're getting an eyeshadow palette. This is some kind of a primer. This is actually a cream blush, which I was shocked. I'm like, what? I actually think it's like a really pretty color. And if it's not $100 like their other one was, I might think about buying it. But if not, I'll just stick with my Phytosurgence because it's inexpensive and delightful. So what the swatches that I saw of this were really chalky looking. I don't know. Never bought the Orgasm blush, not approved, but don't like the obvious marketing manipulation. Every single brand has a golden pink. YSL does one really, really well. That's a total dupe. I can swatch it for you in a little bit if you'd like. Never bought the Orgasm blush, but ended up with a free gift. Yeah. I've heard that their blush is really good. However, in my return box, I believe I showed this to you guys, but I just want to make sure if you aren't here. I was a huge multiple stick fan and loved this thing in a ride or die kind of a way. This one's called Trance, and you can't blend these. They're unblendable. They either blend away or they don't blend at all. And there's no, it's like it goes on and it's immediately powder and you can't move it where you want it. It's like, it's impossible. It's such a bad formula. As good as the original was in that kind of not quite as dewy as Chanel kind of balm way, this thing, I don't understand how you blend it. I don't want it. I thought that was a powder blush that looks like the Holiday Rose Iris Highlight Baked Formula. Honestly, I thought so too, but it says cream blush in Chalet Mink. These are kind of interesting. I love a good sheer lip because it's the only way that I'll wear anything that's even remotely in that color family. But that as a cream blush is an interesting twist. I'm just really hoping that because it's in that packaging, it might not be $100. That NARS, you guys, it's terrible. They need to go back to the lab and figure that one out. And this is like a primer. I don't understand why he didn't come out with the primer when he came out with the foundation, but okay. I'm just letting you guys know there is a lot of Tom Ford left to see this year. They are making up for lost time. Apparently, that's actually something I read. Like, they haven't been putting out enough, and now they're going to be putting out a whole lot. So hold on to your socks. I did post swatches, real swatches of the new lipsticks, and I will pull them up when we get to it, that my essay did of the new Tom Ford lipsticks. Now that I know that Elvie was discussed, did anyone get any of it? Sold out in 2 days here. I'm a no. Did anybody buy any? It's no shame. And I think that Felice probably bought some. She was excited about it. I don't understand why it's such a touchy subject. It's not any different than going Wet n Wild. How do you do that for $1? You know, we've got quite a gap. Packaging really accounts for a lot. So what do you guys think of this year's packaging for Hourglass? Is anyone totally sick of these yet? I paid $95 for that Rose Iris highlighter, over a year ago. It could be $100 blush. I think it probably will be. I wanted to buy it, but it was sold out. Can you guys even imagine, like, what is she going to come out with for holiday? I mean, they have so many categories to go into. She's like, these are like your basic eyeshadows and lipsticks. See, there isn't even like a whole lot of nude in these lipsticks. She really like went in that like pink red thing. It's just going to be one of those things. The best video that I've seen so far, if you haven't watched one yet about the Hermes, was Alicia. She had an experience of going to the Louis Vuitton store and really talks about like how they, you know, brought her in and what you were allowed to touch and who was doing the tiny little swatches. And like, she really brings the experience to life. If it's interesting to you, it was a really good video. And I thought she did an excellent job of handling all of that. I just kept thinking of what I could buy for the channel instead. And it just didn't make sense for me monetarily. I'm not making money yet I need to get to a point where I can start getting some PR and build myself back up. So these are the Hourglass. I'm glad they did one for deeper skin tones. Wow, it only took them like 10 years. And the art this time is made by a tattoo artist. These launched today, I believe, or they waitlisted today. I'm not excited. I only wanted the Fox palette for that one Canyon blush shade, but I think I'm skipping this year. I'm not really over the moon about the packaging this year. I did not get any LV, but only because I did not like any of the specific quads. As for the lipsticks, I love the ones I have. My faves are Prada and Celine. Everybody has, you know, the things that they have that they look forward to, that they like. There are some people, you guys, who every single year they are all in on these Hourglass palettes. And honestly, the powders are beautiful. I already have a palette that's doing just fine. I skipped the LV. I'd rather put it toward Botox. A lot of people have said that. I don't think you're alone. I think it's a general thing. A new Flawless Matte Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. I will not be reviewing that. Rebecca, Not Fit for Print Beauty, did a great roundup video of the Charlotte foundation. This is full coverage. Full coverage. That's more practical and longer lasting, and I wish that I had the guts to try it. Oh, the Botox, yes. You should try it. These are new from Sisley. It doesn't look like anything special for $125. I know their eyeshadows are really beautiful, but I feel like I have these tones already. I would definitely swatch that first. They also came out with new lipsticks, and I will tell you, their lip products are delightful. My thing with them is like, could you ever just come out with something that's actually like a teeny bit cool toned? Like they never do, ever. Like I'll go and I'll like hope and hope and hope. They don't. They don't. This is the new Gucci Serum Skin Tint. If you're getting the gist of what's going to be coming out, everybody's going to have like a serum type of complexion product. What I did find out about this is that it is not fragranced like the Gucci stuff normally is. And people said that they were really surprised about that and actually really happy. It says it's a lightweight tinted moisturizer that provides up to 24 hours of hydration for an all-day healthy glow and flawless, barely there finish. I'm curious about this, but I want to swatch it. Molly and I were looking at it together, and we couldn't figure out what the difference was between any of the colors. They all are like these blobs of almost the same exact color, and then there's 3 dark ones at the end. I mean, it's just kind of weird. Jocelyn, it's not bad at all. It doesn't hurt, and it's done in a few minutes. I agree. I think when I had cystic acne, like when I was pregnant and stuff, and when I was doing fertility, I used to get these like cysts, and they would have to get them injected. That hurts. Botox is like nothing. Easy. So there's new lipsticks coming out from Valentino. This one is shimmer. They're coming out with shimmer now. They've done glitter and shiny. Now they're in the shimmer phase. This is the new lipstick from Dior. I saw Lexi did a great review on these. If you're interested in seeing the tones, she does say that when you see the colors online, they are not as cool as they appear in the photos. This is the quote, life-changing lip mask that Rebecca said did not change her life, sadly. It's fine. She said the Laneige is preferred. We talked about Byredo. We talked about Tom Ford. This is a new setting powder from Gucci for blurring and mattifying skin. It's going to come in 10 shades. The release date says to be determined, and it says it can be layered for sheer to medium coverage. It's enriched with black rose oil, and it's a lightweight formula, which is interesting. They're already out on Sephora app. Oh, okay. Well, I guess to be determined is it was determined. I'm sure their highlighter was like a little bouncy, I remember. That wasn't for me. I don't really love colored highlighters that much. Like the kind of colors that they picked just didn't do it for me. But I think the formula was nice. The Valentino all new shades are under the glitter one and the white packaging as well. Good to know. Heather, I've heard it, but have heavy brows and was told that I had to be careful in choosing the right technician. I have smallish, city, and I'm afraid of getting a bad result. If you, there's a spot where you can get a lift, and there's a spot where if they go too low, it can make your eyes droop down. So I think you are totally right to be finding somebody. What I like to do is I like to see someone and be like, I want to know who does her Botox, or I want to know who does her lips, or, you see people, I want to know who does her hair. I want to know who does her nails. I like to see it on people. It helps me decide. We talked about the Dolce. We talked about the Dior. We talked about the Victoria Beckham. Lisa Eldridge is coming out with apparently an eyebrow pencil, which I'm excited about because I love her and I love her stuff. Go to a plastic surgeon instead of a med spa. Yeah, I go to my dermatologist also. An MD, I think, is what you really want, at least the first time. The med spas, I would be concerned. Dior is coming out with these two I saw. I think this deep violet one that they just announced is going to be part of holiday. This one is it's a soft icy nude, a cool pink with shimmer, a deep violet. That can't be right. That's pretty. That's the peachy. And this is like, I don't know, garnet? Plastic surgeons in the city, they charge $300 for a consult. Wow. Do they have physician assistants at that office? Because that would work too. Okay, the Tom Ford. I want to go to my pictures. Okay. Okay, so this first one is indoor swatches. Hold on. These are the fake swatches, okay? The first page. Whoa. These right here are, I hate my video right now. Okay, so this one is in regular light. If you go on my IG, since this is like a nightmare, you could see the real swatches in the same exact order that you see them in on the fake swatches that absolutely prove to me over and over again when I see them like this that it is the worst way to pick a color is to look at fake swatches. I can't stand it. She did indoor and outdoor for me, and she said they're really, really creamy and beautiful. The best girl ever, moved to Miami, rich yacht and inventor of Kybella or something like that. Oh my God, that's like the chin thing, right? Miss her so much. Heather, I hope you find a person who's good. You don't need a consult for Botox. You just make the appointment. Yeah. Oh, I want to talk about this. This is so interesting, you guys. L'Oreal is collabing at the drugstore in a very high-end, supposed to be accessible luxury. So if you remember at the Met Gala this past year, maybe you didn't give a shit and didn't watch it like I didn't either. Kendall Jenner apparently wore Mugler. And she wore the butterfly thing, and this is part of the campaign now. And they have come out with a really beautiful, high-end kind of luxury looking and feeling line with everything from nude lipsticks in very cool, interesting colors, eyeshadow palettes that are extremely like tonal and very just cool tones, kind of, you know, edgy a little bit, but the colors kind of really go together. There's a cushion foundation. There's, you know, like really interesting lipsticks, like one red and like four nudes, like with every color of a person in mind. There's this cushion foundation, a real like highlighter. And the campaign is after 15 years of Mugler not being in any beauty or anything, they are collabing with L'Oreal. And L'Oreal made the conscious decision to put this at the drugstore and make luxury accessible. And I have to say, I think it's great. And they should do this more. And L'Oreal can do this because they own like every company, basically. I think to have a collection like this at the drugstore that's accessible and also cool, like hip cool. I mean, that's a really interesting, her photo shoot, like if you go on their website and stuff, is really neat. She like goes up on this giant ladder and she's got her butterfly wings from the Mugler outfit. And I think it's so cool. What do you guys think? I think it's amazing. You guys are back on the Botox. I know. Anyway, I think this is super. And I'm hoping that this continues. Mugler used to have his own makeup line. Right. It's been 15 years. Still have some of the lipsticks. They were very nice products hanging onto the lipsticks, but I don't wear them anymore. Yeah, they said it's been 15 years. So I have one lipstick that was from NARS. I actually had two of them in the box, and I sent one of them to the guy that used to do my makeup at Barney's that is retired from makeup now. He worked as the lead creative director for Shiseido for some years, and now his husband and him are living like in Connecticut, and they own a really cool little artsy boutique shop. But I think this is cool. I think that's really nice to see. Sarah Creel came out with some Kajal liners, and what you need to know about these liners is that she made the satin Kajal liners with Victoria Beckham. So I think if you like those, you will probably like these. And these are supposed to be budge proof and transfer proof. I'm hoping that they work in the waterline without like transferring, you know, on the bottom lashes. Like we have to go in with a Q-tip every time. That'd be really cool. In a world of such expensive makeup that most people can't afford, I think it's great of L'Oreal. So do I. And like, who would ever know what's on your face anyway? That's the thing that just kills me. I could have my glitter puck for $30, transform everything I own into something that no one's ever seen before. And when the holidays are over, all you want to do is wear like no eyeshadow and like lip balm. At least that's me. Like I get built up to the holidays where I'm like, let's have a glitter party for New Year's. And then in January, it's like, okay, they're going to start coming out with foundations now. And that's generally what happens. Is the formula going to be good from L'Oreal is the question. Looks pretty, but if it's dry and dusty like most drugstores, from what I understand, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be nice makeup in every way. I wonder if we took eyeshadows from all of these different brands. I wonder how many of them are made in the same place or with the same recipe in mind. It's just it's all very, you don't know where ingredients are coming from, even if something is produced somewhere. Indeed, nobody has any idea that my lipstick is Prada and your eyeshadow and blush are Chanel. You know, like I always say, like if you want to like take your lipstick out at the table and, you know, do one of these, great. This is for me. When I get up in the morning and I don't want to go anywhere and I'm feeling crabby and I grab an eyeshadow that I'm excited about, I'm like, all right, I can face this day right now. You know, like there's just something about makeup and skincare and all of those things that make you feel like you're taking care of yourself. Is L'Oreal under the LVMH umbrella? No. L'Oreal owns a whole bunch of companies. I can show you. Nope. All right, it's not going to let me blow it up, but if you Google the companies that are owned by the 7 major leaders, L'Oreal is over here. Lancome, NYX, Vichy, Yves Saint Laurent. God, it's so hard to see. I see Kiehl's. I see Essie, Shu Uemura. These pictures on the internet, if you don't click on them, you can actually look at it because they want you to like pay. But LVMH has like Dior, Givenchy, Gucci, not Gucci, Guerlain. Has anybody tried this yet? These new glittery eyeshadows that are inexpensive from Tower 28. I know, I think we buy it for ourselves and our own experience, and people like luxury makeup. It's it is for us, you know. L'Oreal is Estee Lauder. No. Isn't Estee Lauder like one thing? And then L'Oreal's another thing. Right? This is Estee Lauder over here. It's like Tom Ford and Bobbi Brown and those, and then L'Oreal's this one. They're competing. But they both own, you know, everything from drugstore to luxury. It's a DM wannabe. Frock was the first release for those cooling eyeshadow sticks. They're great. I'm excited about these. I think the colors are cool. I think that they look great. I mean, I definitely am going to check them out when I'm in store. They remind me of the same kind of same kind of thing as these, but these are, you know, Danessa. By the way, you guys, Danessa, if you are interested, she is coming out with a spray that is a mattifying powder that feels hydrating. It's like a setting spray that mattifies, but also you feel like it hydrates. Very interesting. Okay, so the Byredo that they're teasing us with the one little drop at Nordstrom, it'll be out. Rebecca's going to review this tomorrow if anybody's interested in watching it. We'll see what she thinks, because she's somebody that we trust. This is a new Anastasia micro stroke detailing brow pen. Kind of hoping that we can get into like next generation pens now that work even when you're holding them in different ways. That's like always my problem. They don't have like enough in them, or you get too much. Bettencourt Meyers family owns L'Oreal. We talked about the Gucci. Oh, this is very pretty. This is the YSL for holiday. Very pretty. I'm not going to be buying that lip gloss because it's painful, but that's a very pretty, easy going, warm toned look. It's got that pink glitter in it. I think that would be pretty for the holidays. We have the eyeliner. This is the next group of things from Suku. The theme of these eyeshadow palettes and this collection is called, I had to look this up, you guys, because it's not like a word that I had been familiar with. It is called Hoarfrost. Hoar Frost. It's one word, art. And it is when there's a lot of humidity in the air, but it's freezing and things freeze, then they kind of make like those like feathery patterns or whatever. This is that interpretation. And I'll talk a little bit more about this when I review it, but I think to do a really tame eye with a really fun cheek is a great way to just use what you have and make your holiday look special this year by pumping up the volume on the blush and keeping the eyes pared back. I think it's a nice idea. This is not their holiday collection. This is what they call winter. Those are nice shades. They are so beautiful. I got some real pictures of them today. There we go. These are the eyeshadow palette swatches. They always do one cool and one warm. This time, they even did a neutral. So they've gone, I think these are so wearable and so gorgeous. That one top shade with the other mattes, I think is brilliant. Suku shadows are pretty. Still haven't tried them yet. You guys, their palettes are $52. I don't think that's too bad at this point. Even before the craziness. These are the two lip colors from the collection. Get a nude and a pinky red. And then here are the blushes. They're blush kind of duos usually, or one of them could be a highlighter with the blush. These are both matte. They look so pretty, like a sunset. And then this is one of the model shots that they did. What else did I get today? They did brushes in all of the finishes for the Hourglass. Here's the colors. That's one. That's another. And it looks like it goes from light to medium to deep. I don't know. I think they're doing that thing again where you can customize the front of it. This is the light one. It's actually very pretty. Pretty palette. This pink is really pretty. Peachy color. Like the cool tone one at the bottom, same as me, Jocelyn. I like that one too. Love the one with the taupe and the light blue and the mauves up your alley. Kind of like all of them. Yeah, with the shipping them to get here. Oh, well, first of all, if you buy the release on the release, like I'll give you guys the email address. When you reach like I think it's like 125, it's free shipping when they launch. So you're not even having to pay for it. Here's the medium maybe. Colors are pretty. I think it's nice that they did so many blushes this time. They did 3 blushes and all of them. They all have 1 bronzer, 1 highlighter, and 1 finishing powder. They finally like at least make a little bit of sense, you know, because that's not really what they were interested in doing before. Oh, for those of you who remember when MAC had concealer lips, they made a pro product and it would blank out somebody's lips. So theoretically you could, you know, put any color on top of it to make it come out. But people started using this stuff and as a concealer, and they came up with a pro product that they could use to, it's called Lip Erase or Lip Eraser. And this new one that they came out with is going to be in 10 shades so that you can blank out your lips and then, you know, you can outline them and contour them how you want and put a color on that you want to put on. And because it's going to be in so many shades now, it's going to be very inclusive, and it's supposed to launch sometime this week. It's only in pro stores right now. I don't know what the deal is with tariffs as of right now. Selfridges has not said that they were going to do anything. I don't know if they're going to raise the price. I have no idea, but I will find out and get back to you on that because I'm about to find out. More Mugler. I don't think there was anything. Here's the lipstick shades. That's in the Sunlight, going from number 1 down to number 10. This color right here, the plum, is the one that's selling out fastest. And this is in regular light in the store. In Canada, there was never a de minimis, so we always pay duties, minimum 15%, but up to 25%. That's an ouch. It feels like an ouch. It feels like a gouge. I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen. Who knows? MAC is going to have new liquid highlighters. The Skin Finish Light Struck Liquid Highlighter Collection. They look like really pretty ones to mix in. They've got lilac, white, soft pink, orange copper, neutral champagne, orange bronze, warm white beige, beige that beams silver. I want to see that. Yellow gold, beige that breaks. Sorry, does it say break silver? Beige that breaks silver. I'm interested. Love the TF lipsticks. Might get a couple. I will let you guys know. I had heard that this lipstick was taken out of Selfridges because I guess it was from the heat. The bullets were like bending. Something happened with them. But I can tell you that they are one swipe coverage kind of lipsticks. These are not going to be your sheer, you know, Tom Ford kind of glossy, balmy kind of a situation. They're satin, but they are like one swipe coverage and it's supposed to last for several hours. I don't know how people wear their lipstick all day. I know I say that, but like I just don't get it. I'm sitting here right now and I've already eaten off like half of it. And that's me. I just am used to that. Here's what they look like. You know, when you look at them, it's almost impossible. So it was great that we got the real swatches. So I don't understand the Clé de Peau this year. To train with a leopard and maybe peacock feathers and some kind of crystal ball. And a big bird flying over the train. I don't understand. Am I missing something here? A hummingbird? Lexi said they added extra to her Suku order, and that was before the tariff went into complete action. So she ordered it from the Suku counter on the release of the singles. Well, so did I, but I didn't pay anything extra. Sorry, everybody have to go get in bed early. Sweet dreams, Jocelyn. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand this theme. The colors are pretty. It's an interesting choice for a holiday collection, though. I mean, is it the most ridiculous thing that they can't bring it back? It's like the best lipstick color. I'm like hoarding one right now, and I won't wear it unless I can guarantee that I'm going to get another one. You know, they brought it back for like 5 minutes. It's the Predator Prey love story. I think that that's how they're going to be treating us all throughout the holidays this year, guys. Here are the up close pictures of the Tom Fords that are coming. This is Meteoric, Delacrome. None of these are new. Daydream. I'm going to call it the Heather. And Metallic Mob, which I think is gorgeous, really pretty. Here we go. Here is Metallic Mauve. You have 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. They're really pretty. You can do a lot of different looks with these kind of shades. They're just really pretty. Very beautiful. We have the Sicily. We talked about that. Here are some really nice pictures of these. Oops. Hold on. That's my video. Here's up close of these eyeshadow palettes I was talking about. The ones that we just looked at. Those blushes are just so pretty juxtaposed against those eyeshadows. Look at those colors. I mean, you can just almost, I don't know, like to me, this is the kind of makeup I like to wear. I could have done without the pink as a freaking primer shade. It would have been nice to have a silver or pearl shade. Yeah. Look at those blushes. I mean, a nod to the 80s, but in the best way possible. Just so fun. What did you guys wear that was totally crazy in the 80s? Like, what was your horrible look? Like, when you look back at pictures, what was your vibe on your makeup in the 80s? Do you have any products that you remember using? I remember there was a very, very shocking but light blue eyeliner that we used to put in our waterline because it was light blue. And it was like light blue. That was one of my better moments. Come on, I know you guys all did it. Those eyeshadow palettes are just so pretty. You can really see the color variation here now. There's sort of like a rosy, kind of an apricot, and kind of a cocoa. They're really pretty. I'm really into the Suku quads. The blush isn't for me, but I'm really into at least two of the quads. The person that designs the winter collection also designs their pre-summer collection. So he has two a year. The other ones are full company, you know, a lot of it led from Japan. He's the European Union kind of head. He's based in Barcelona, but is in the UK quite a bit also. And I think does like all of Europe for Suku. And he designed this. And last year, his two eyeshadow palettes from winter were my favorite of the whole year. And I still love them to pieces. He's a genius, and I'm making a video about him, and it's going to be out soon. You're a baby. You didn't wear makeup in the 80s. Okay. Fair enough. What else? Oh, here. Oops. I didn't mean to show you this. Oops. So sorry. Didn't mean to show you that. This is the Lancome. Bye, Felice. Sweet dreams. What was the shade name for Plum, the 7th shade? Plum. It's actually called Plum. It goes peony. Wait. It goes peony, blush, pink, cerise, rose, berry, plum, fuchsia, red, mocha. And these are on my Instagram if you want to take a look at them. This is actually my Instagram right here. I think we're caught up, you guys. The thing that I just wanted to kind of get feedback from you guys on is what are your expectations or the things that you love about these holiday collections? What are you going to be looking for? What is going to matter to you this year? You're welcome, Holly. I just want everybody to go in understanding that for like probably less than $30. I'm just saying this because the glitters are so fine and like they could really be like ethereal. And the one that Molly showed with the champagne-y kind of a color. If you're looking for that pow for the holidays and you want to do it on a budget, it's not hard. And so far from what I've seen, I don't know that there's anything that's just, mind-boggling yet, but we haven't seen it all. If you are interested in being kind of a voyeur of what's happening, there is an app in the App Store that's in Chinese letters. Just type in Red App and you'll find it. This app is kind of like Instagram without rules. And it is predominantly Asian and Russian. I've seen both. And they're posting things that we don't see for a very long time. And it's a way to kind of see stuff that you can't see on Instagram or YouTube because of the rules. Yep. I hate they put lipstick in the case. Which one? The Lancome? Yeah, it's a bit much this year. Anybody have anything else that they are looking forward to? Or I always like to see what Guerlain does. They usually do something cool. From what I hear, the meteorites are going to be really pretty. I've seen the Chanel. I think you guys are going to have your socks knocked off. I really do. They did something very interesting this year. It'll be fun to see what happens. But I have to say, my hat goes off to L'Oreal this year for making a luxury experience with an avant-garde, really cool designer with the #1 supermodel and putting a lot of time and effort, it looks like, into bringing something really beautiful and nice to the drugstore. I don't know. I'm not jumping on stuff like I have in the past. I'm thinking about my purchases and what I'll actually use, not just because it's pretty and I might use it. The other thing I wanted to say was this, you guys, and it doesn't have to be me. I'm not saying to do me all the time. That's not what it's about. This is the time of year where you can really thank the people that you watch by ordering through their links and by talking to other people and kind of normalizing it, because they should get credit for something if they're advising you all year. It's just a really nice thing to do. It's such a small amount that you make on one purchase, but it's such a nice thing to do for the creators that you love. And that was my TED Talk for today. Did you see the 9 pans of which brand, Heather? Shut up. This one? Yes. If we're thinking of the same thing. Anybody have anything cool that they want to tell us? Anything exciting? I'm excited to see what comes out from some of the indie brands, and it's just interesting to me to kind of watch and wait and look. I feel like all of us have our own personal style now, and it's not that you don't have plenty of makeup, and it is fun to buy something new, but gosh, we don't need a lot. We really don't. It's fun to look at and talk about and try, and the things that you love, it's so fun to wear them and they make you feel so special. But there's a lot out there, and they're coming for us, and they're going to play games for sure. Things are going to drop, and then they're going to take them away, and they'll drop in another store, and they'll restock, and it's all a game. If the colors are different in different countries, that's part of it. So you just have to take it all in stride. I know which brand. Yes, I do know. And yes, I do. I did. I have. I haven't seen it leaked anywhere, though. Nowhere. I think that's like been under lock and key. Does anybody have anything that they definitely want me to grab to share with you? I will get all of the Suku for sure. That launches on September 25th at Selfridges. And I'm going to type in the description box in case you're interested in getting swatches or communicating with them. They email all the time. They check it every single day, and they're very responsive, and they send all kinds of swatches for you. They'll do comparison swatches. They just launched new concealers, a new skin tint. They'll send you swatches of that. Let me just look up the email address so I have it correct for everybody. It is Suku dot London at eqpuk.com. I'm putting that in the description box. The ladies who run the counter there are terrific. They're so good. Like if there's something, like there was some new concealers and I said, I need like a frame of reference, can you swatch like Biscuit next to that from Westman Atelier or Travertine from Victoria Beckham? Just because when you're looking at stuff across countries and across the ocean, you need more context, and they're really very helpful and very, very nice. I haven't seen it linked, but I heard about it and told everyone. Soon enough, that I will say. As soon as I see it out, I will share. Yep. All right, guys. If anybody doesn't have anything else, I am going to get ready for bed. I got a big day tomorrow. I'm working at my friend's boutique. If anybody is interested, she is a very affordable clothing. She's my best friend, and she's on Instagram if you're interested. Peyton Rose Boutique, and she does have a website. She does ship anywhere in the US. Really reasonably priced, cute stuff. And that, my friends, is all I have for you tonight. I hope that you all have a really nice week. And I will be back with more content this week. I have a lot of things that are sitting here that I am excited to share with you. And I hope you guys all have a really good night. Thank you for being here. Good night, guys. Bye.